about that time. About that time. Tune in or get tuned the fuck out. It's that Big Fruit podcast. Big Fruit podcast. It's that Big Fruit podcast. He about to go live. It's about that fucking time. It's that podcast. A-Hood, A-State, A-Block. Love to watch A-Day. Big Fruit. Been popping all kinds of ways. He took his spot, made it hot like a dinner plate. If you see him live, tune in, it's going down. True stories by real legends that's in the ground. Real gangsters that's in the jails in the town. Fire music, all exclusive, shut it down. This shit is real talk, real shit, word to mommy. By niggas that was killing shit and niggas that got body. By niggas sitting with life writing books for a hobby. By niggas who told niggas who made it, niggas copy. Violate this podcast, get put in the bag. To the nearest ER in the ground with the dead. A lot of these niggas is fraud, they whole podcast is trash. Fucking with Big Fruit, we ain't your...
Salute. Top of the morning, and welcome to the Real Big Fruit Podcast. I'm your host, Big Fruit, the Michael Jordan of recording, also known as the voice of the streets, but better known as the glue, because I like to keep things together and keep them in a proper perspective. Happy New Year. I should have been here yesterday, the first Monday of the year, but your boy was man down. Yeah, man, I had a great weekend. I was out there chilling Saturday, partying, you know what I'm saying, at after 9, chilling, had a great time, came home early and all that, went to bed, woke up Sunday morning, man down. It is definitely that time of the year, so make sure you protect yourself out there, shaking hands and all that shit out there in the public. It's cold, you know what I'm saying. I definitely caught that 24-hour bug. I was man down Sunday, word, all day Sunday, man down. So Monday, I was just recouping. And as you hear now, I'm trying to get it together. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely that time of the year. Your boy sipping tea, eating turmeric, eating garlic and all that shit, trying to get my health right. Because it is definitely that time of the year. That bug is out there. So make sure you use your hand sanitizers. Disinfect everything. You know what I'm saying? Disinfect everything. Make sure shit is right and exact, because it is definitely that time of the year. Now, let's get to the content. Y'all see the title, right? When keeping it real goes wrong in Lafayette Gardens, LG rock on. Salute. Shout out to all those back home in Lafayette Gardens. Shout out to all the real ones. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to all my fallen soldiers out there from Lafayette Gardens. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm doing this joint right here is because the world, CMB, Mike Tyson, Hamo, T-Rock, the story doesn't end. It won't go away. You understand what I'm saying? Every time I turn around, something nut. Every time I turn around, rest in peace, homie. Every time I turn around, somebody's posting this shit. Y'all won't let it die, right? Now, a lot of people say, damn, Fruit, you should have did the LG story. That's what did it. Nah, that's not what did it. Because I didn't do the LG story with St. Laz. Shout out to St. Laz. We didn't do the LG story until 2021. 2021, that's the earliest. I'm going to say 2021, right? 21, 22, some shit like that. And that World and Nut and CNB shit been all over YouTube way before I even existed on YouTube. Because I recall a time when I first came home, when I first touched down, and Lakey pulled up to the crib, and Lakey kept telling me, yo, son, YouTube. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Yo, you got to check out this shit called Mob Ties. Boom, 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 boom. They be talking about you and your crew. Ooh, ah, ooh, ooh. And I'm like, I don't know what that shit is. You know what I'm saying? This is 2015. Paid it no mind. But when I did get on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? I was watching, when I did learn about YouTube, rather, I was watching a web series out of Brooklyn. know what I'm saying? What was the name of the joint, man? Rest in peace to the brother who had the shit rocking, man. Respect Life. Shout out to Respect Life. That's my first introduction to YouTube. I was watching that series. Never knew about all this other YouTube mob ties and all that stuff. I never knew about none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even to the day from 15 to 22, what I got with Laz, I still didn't know about this stuff. Fucking with Laz made me start to investigate YouTube. And I was surprised to see how many people were doing stories and videos on World and Nut and CMB. It was so many. I was surprised. I was like, damn, we old people, I couldn't believe it. Then I was listening to them and watching them, and I'm saying, yo, where they getting this information from? This shit crazy. Like, they just making shit up as they make videos. And that's what was happening. And it was making the situation worse and worse and worse. Then the guy did the courtroom series where he was reading testimony after the trial. Like, the trial was 2016. Probably 2016. So right after the trial, this dude's uploading transcripts. So you talking 2017, 2018, 19, shit like that. And this shit is crazy. And a lot of people say, well, although all that was going on, it was I who polarized it with the LG story. And that's not what the LG story was meant to do. The LG story was not the CMB story. The LG story was not the World, Wise, and Nut story. The LG story was the LG story. Everything from playing ball in Sullivan Smith tournament, riding the G train, the hoist skimmer horn, transferring over, going to Midtown, digging pockets in Midtown, 14th Street, 34th Street, 42nd Street, the boosters in abundance, like, you know what I'm saying? The original Gabbana girls. Shout out to all that used to come through and represent the East New York clique, Guy Tony and them boys, the Brownsville clique, Woo Bear and them boys. Like, that's what the LG story was about. Did you have to mention World? Yes. Did you have to mention Nut? Yes. Did you have to mention Wise? Yes. All of that was part of the LG story. So don't get it misconstrued. When Fruit tells the LG story, I tell you the LG story in a whole. I tell you about dudes y'all never even heard of. I tell you stories y'all wouldn't even think of. Like, that's what I give you when I give you LG in its fullest. You understand what I'm saying? But these other people who continue to perpetuate the LG story, perpetuate the CMB and the World story, they got it twisted, bro. They got it twisted. You understand what I'm saying? You got people who are out here straight building their platforms. Straight building their platforms off of stuff like this. Stuff like this. Stuff like this. And they'll go build a platform off of it. And the sad part about it is, not only are you not letting the story die, but you're lying. You don't have no facts. Or you're regurgitating things other people said. Like, this is nothing new. So everybody say, yo, damn, Fruit, why this shit keep going on? So when I see shit like this, I jumps on it because I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I'm going to defend the homie. I'm going to defend the homie, son, because everybody always complaining, yo, World this and World that. And I'm saying to myself, if he would have never been apprehended and he would have never touched the penitentiary, nobody would ever be talking like that about him. You understand what I'm saying? His presence was felt in the streets of New York when he was a free man. And everybody know that. People could make up stories. People can shit on his name and, you know, try to drag him through the mud. Now that he got 6 life sentences, And you know what I'm saying, his mental capacity ain't right and exact, you know what I'm saying, because he's been through some shit. He's been through a traumatic experience, you know what I'm saying? And dudes are shitting on him now. But when he was a free man, that wasn't the case, bro. That wasn't the case. And then, you know what I'm saying, everybody was talking about what he did or what he was accused of. And I'm going to sit here and defend him because no disrespect to nobody. I'm going to call a spade a fucking spade, my nigga. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to call a spade a spade. This is no disrespect to nobody. Everybody criticize and slam the world for this and slam the world for that, right? The reality of this whole drama, this whole situation is this. Somebody killed that man's brother. They shot Wise in his head in the middle of Lafayette Gardens, son, while World was sitting in jail. This is the reality of all of this. Until that day, everything was all good. When they hit Wise and took Wise's life, what did everybody expect, my guy? Like, real talk. If that was your brother, what would the dudes in the street expect from you? If it was my brother, I know what the streets would expect from me, right? And then you had the twists and turns because, like I said, World was sitting in jail when the shot was fired. He don't know nothing. He don't know how it went down. He don't know no facts. He don't know no truth. All he knows is his brother took a shot to the head in the middle of the projects. And he possibly may know who the shooter was. That's all he know. The possibility of knowing who the shooter was. The shooter's name probably got to him. Other than that, he don't know no facts or no truth. Years go by. He comes home. Now remember, that happened in 99. World didn't come home till maybe a year later, close to a year later. Can we all truthfully say how he dealt with that traumatic experience of losing his older brother and best friend for those 8 to 9 months while he laid up in jail waiting to be freed? Can anybody honestly say what he went through? Because if I'm correct, if I am correct, that's the time. Like I said, he was in prison, or rather, he was in jail when Wise died. When Wise got hit, he went upstate, so now he's in prison doing the bid. Wise is gone. He's on his way home. I believe that was the time when he started deaning. He went to the mosque. Right? So now he goes to the mosque. He's dealing with Islamic faith and he's trying to deal with his brother's death. We don't know what was going through that man's mind, son. We don't know. And religion is not for everybody. No, some people can't take that shit. You know what I'm saying? They start to get radical with it. And I think he did. Because his behavior was crazy. So now he comes home. And when he come home, he's trying to be on his deen, but at the same time, he's dealing with his brother's death internally as well as externally because he's back on the streets and the streets want to know what's good. He got the answer to that. And the people that played a part in his brother's demise, they got to play a part in that. They got to answer to that. So now when the twists and turns and all that shit that I mentioned earlier come about, they start feeding World lies, giving him the info they want to give him. Now, this is when keeping it real goes wrong. Once he got all that information, got all those lies fed to him, dudes responded. And the sad part about it is the dudes that were doing the lying were the dudes responding. Like they were lying and they were responding to cover up their tracks. That's the sad part about it. You understand what I'm saying? They were lying to him about, yo, this, that, and the third. All right, boom. And then they'll go do this, that, and the third to cover their tracks to make it seem like the love is real and the loyalty is there and they're repping CMB. And that wasn't the case. See, this is when keeping it real goes wrong. Because when all that shit went down, innocent people were lied on and lost their life like JR, Hamo, you know what I'm saying? T-Rock, you know what I'm saying? He took offense, he made some threats, so he lost his life. Like all that shit. If World would have never been apprehended or convicted, and nobody never folded, and he remained in the street, he'd be considered the realest ever. Because at the end of the day, all that shit, all that drama, murder, and mayhem is stamped behind the fact that he revenged his brother's death. How can the streets not respect the man who revenges his brother's death? See what I'm saying? This is when keeping it real goes wrong because he kept it 100. And this is how it ended for him. This is how it ended for him. Convicted and sentenced to 6 life sentences. Mental capacity is dwarfed. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is how it ended for him. And he's still going through this because he's still grieving and he still wants freedom. You know what I'm saying? He still relies on the Islamic faith. Like, he's still going through this, bro. Then you got the people, oh, he's a woman beater. That's that and the third with Lil Kim. Do y'all honestly know the story? I can only tell you what I heard. Because the only thing they say is he broke her nose. He broke her nose. Lil Kim had surgery on her nose. Everybody know that. She had nose jobs, right? While she was recuperating from a nose job, taped up and all that crazy shit, she out with this dude and they arguing in the car and all that shit. She pulling on the nigga and all that. And I think she took an elbow to the new nose. That's why they say he broke her nose. It ain't like she was running around New York City with eye jammies, bruises, like he was beating on Lil Kim. That's not the case. This is what I heard. You understand what I'm saying? And they take that and run with it. Yo, he was a man beater, woman beater. Nah. No. Can I honestly say he had a low level of respect for women? Absolutely. Most motherfuckers in the street doing the things he was doing and living the life he was living, they didn't have no respect for women. He ain't the only one. Everybody's forgiven but World. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody's forgiven but World. But yet, y'all will waste no time to build social media platforms off his back. This is when keeping it real goes wrong. You understand what I'm saying? Big Head kept it real. Everything from all the allegations let you know he kept it real. Everything from repping up projects, repping outside the projects, putting CMB on the map, you know what I'm saying? To the alleged 50 Cent shooting, like everything, you know what I'm saying? The alleged backing 50 Cent down at the 03 Bridgeport, Connecticut Summer Jam, whatever that shit was. Like everything he was doing, he was keeping it 100. It wasn't no stain on his name when he was in the street. Shit was getting handled. Dudes was getting pressed. Dudes knew what it was. As soon as he took that fall, they apprehended him. Everybody came out the woodworks with what they disliked or what they didn't like. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, as long as people keep doing shit like this, I'm going to defend the bro because y'all don't got your facts right. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got your facts backwards, straight jacket. You know what I'm saying? The world don't deserve that. Little Kim don't deserve that. Mike Tyson don't deserve that. Hamo don't deserve that. None of them involved. None of them involved. None of them wise. None of them deserve the bullshit y'all keep putting out there. None of them deserve that. And when y'all continue to do that, I tell you not, man, I'm going to keep coming back and defending everybody's honor and sending everybody off on the right in a positive light, because y'all will drag a motherfucker, son. Y'all will drag a motherfucker to the end. Straight jacket. Y'all will drag a motherfucker to the end. You know what I'm saying? So this is when keeping it real goes wrong, bro. Because Big Head kept it real. And that shit ended horrible for him. Horrible for most CMB members. Even the rats, like, damn, that shit ended horrible for him. Now y'all names is mud. Like, this shit just was nasty. The whole story was nasty. The whole story is nasty. Even from the first shot that I fired. That shit just was nasty, bro. That shit just was nasty. But who would have thought? Who would have thought that accidental shooting would have led to all this murder and mayhem with the CMB crew? Because when you do the knowledge, this is a fact. It all started when I had the accidental shooting. That shit sparked the CMB movement. Everything from beefing with Grand Ave, beefing in the projects, everybody catching cases, tampering with witnesses, assault on witnesses, attempt murders on witnesses. All that shit stemmed from the accidental shooting. Who would have thought 20, 30, 40 years later, this shit is out of control? Out of control, bro. It's out of control to the point where when I did the LG story, my amends went unheard. My apologies went unheard. My remorse went unheard. Because everybody was wrapped up in the drama, son. Word. Everybody was wrapped up in the drama. Then everybody was wrapped up in YouTube. Yo, money being made. Everybody being greasy and grimy. And they wouldn't let the shit die. And I'm telling you, son, I'm going to always fight. I'm not bowing down to nobody, and I ain't ducking no smoke. I'm going to always fight. You started, I'm going to finish it, and then I'm going to leave you there standing there and fight and argue with yourself. But if you started, I will finish it. You understand what I'm saying? And I was never afforded the opportunity to put an end to this shit because it was so much negativity out there. The LG story in totality was supposed to be the bombshell that put the end to all the rumors, all the speculation. You know what I'm saying? But motherfuckers kept perpetuating the drama. They wanted that shit to go on and on and on. Everybody had something to say. Everybody act like they was there. Everybody was acting like they had the facts. And it was far from the truth. It was far from the truth. So now we're sitting here saying, damn, keeping it real can definitely go wrong. So you gotta understand today, as grown-ass men, because we are grown men, 50 plus, with families and grandchildren, like, what's keeping it real with us now? What's keeping it real to you? Like Cameron said, what means the world to you? Remember that joint? But I'm gonna say this. What's keeping it real now? What's keeping it real now? Because back then, keeping it real went real wrong for boy. Keeping it real went real wrong for boy, man. So like I said, as long as I keep seeing shit like this, I'm going to continue to defend the homie and everybody else involved. So I'm going to end this by saying free world. Rest in peace to Wives. Rest in peace to Nut. Free eBay. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to JR. Rest in peace to Hamo. Rest in peace to T-Rock. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy Big Fruit. I come through 6 minutes Dougie. I say what it is and say what it ain't. And right now, it ain't about these false stories and misinformed videos about World, C&B, Mike Tyson, Little Kim, Wise, Nut, and everybody else involved. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep giving these dudes clicks, keep giving these dudes views, and they're not going to stop. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't want to keep listening to this shit. A lot of people don't want to keep seeing this shit. But I'm here to say this. I'm going to keep defending the bros. That's what it's about. Big Fruit, loyal to a fault. You know what it is. Until next time, salute. And I'm gone. Free world.
Spot that time, Spot that time, Tune in or keep tuning the fuck out. It's that Big Fruit podcast. Big Fruit podcast. It's that Big Fruit podcast. He about to go live. It's about that fucking time. It's that podcast. A-Hood, A-State, A-Block. Love to watch A-Day. Big Fruit been popping all kinds of ways. He took his spot, made it hot like a dinner plate. If you see him live, tune in, it's going down. True stories by real legends that's in the ground. Real gangsters that's in the jails in the town. Fire music, all exclusive, shut it down. This shit is real talk, real shit, word to mommy. By niggas that was killing shit and niggas that got bodied. By niggas sitting with life writing